In this video, we take an overview look of all the panels in Serato DJ. Find out more coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video. So between the deck section and the library section is this middle section where the panels are located. So Serato DJ has 4 panels. Those are these 4 buttons right here. So let's go through them. The first would be the Files panel. This is more like your File Explorer, sort of like Finder on macOS or Explorer in Windows, where you can go through all your folders and go through all your music and locate it that way. So you don't actually have to go into another program to find your files. If they're not in the library already, Serato gives you this option right here, so you can actually just go through all your music, just like so. So I can just keep going down, just kind of just keep going until like you find your music. So I could keep going further and further until I narrow down and find the song I'm looking for. So that's what the file, the usefulness of the file tab is. So let's move on to the browse. So browse is, you would think this would be what browse is, because this is the file browser. But the browse panel actually goes through your whole Serato library and lets you search through everything by going through the different different search criteria right here. So, I could go through all this stuff. Let me see, R&B. I can search via BPM, artist, and kind of just narrow down all of the different songs. So, if you're just looking for one genre, then select all on these last 3, and now you have all your R&B music and so on and so forth. Or, you can do it the opposite, where you're searching for songs and certain BPM, you can do it that way, or certain artists or album, etc. So it's a way of narrowing down songs you're looking for. If you can't locate them right away in Serato, I kind of bypass this by having smart playlists that I've described in other videos. So if you want to check that out, just go ahead and click on the card up at the top right now for a further explanation on how to do that. So that's the browse panel. Next is the prepare. This is actually, I'm going to skip over this for now and move on to the history. So the history tab, or the history panel, actually goes through and shows you everything that you played each time you open Serato. So let's see, I played yesterday, here you go, 2 days ago, a couple days ago, and here's all the music I played. What's cool about this is it shows you what song you played, when you started playing it, and then when you ended playing it, as well as how long you were playing, and so on and so forth. This is helpful if you're going through your set and you're trying a new combination for a transition, or maybe like a short mini set, and you don't remember exactly how you set it up or what song went before what, and then you went to this third song. Having the history tab is an easy way to kind of remember what you played and when you played it. So if you're like, oh, I kind of played that around 11 p.m., so I can scroll down to 11 p.m. and know these are the songs I played. This has come in handy plenty of times if I'm just kind of freestyling my set and just going through stuff, and I found something that works really well. I'll be sure that I remember. If I don't remember, then I remember that I can go through the history and figure out those songs that make that great combination that I'll want to try again later on, or something that I want to incorporate in my sets all the time. So history is a great panel, and it's one that I use a lot. Also, you can also take these lists and export them, as a Excel file or a iTunes playlist or a Serato playlist. And that way, if you're really happy with your set, you can go ahead and take this and make it into a playlist, so you'll always remember what it is. And finally, the panel that I use the most is prepare. So this panel, I wasn't using it at first when I first started using Serato, but this has become the backbone of how I play my sets now. So, say you're playing a couple songs, and you know you want to play for let's go. For example, I'm playing this song on this deck, and then that song on this deck. Oh, and then I know, okay, I want to play this song next, but oh, at the same time, I want to play this one and this one. Before I knew how to use a prepare panel, I would literally have to remember all these songs, and even though I usually could, sometimes I'd forget. So what prepare does is you can go ahead and just drop songs into this panel, or there's a keyboard shortcut for it as well. So for instance, it's a Command P or Control P, depending on if you're on Mac or Windows. And what this does is it gives you a place to place songs that you know you want to play, so you don't have to remember each song you thought of, because you know you can only load one song at a time. So and what's cool about it is once you load it, it disappears off the list. So all that's left in the prepare panel are just songs that you've picked out that are gonna work, but you just haven't loaded yet. So I use it in that sense, but another way I use it as well is if I'm, still kind of feeling out the crowd, or I'm not sure which direction I want to take it during like an open format set, I'll give myself multiple options. So instead of just thinking of the next song I'm going to play, I'll think of 3 or 4 songs that I could play next. That way I can go from this current song I'm playing to the next song. And if that doesn't work right away, I can switch to the next song, or it just gives me options as I'm reading the crowd, as the songs are being played. I don't have to constantly scroll up and down and have that extra worry in my head. I've already figured out more than one option as my next choice of song. And it just has made me a way more versatile DJ, and very quick with transitions. And if something's not working, I can get right out of it at a snap of a finger. And it's just so helpful. So if you aren't using the prepare panel yet, I would say try it once. Um, Try using that technique of loading at least 2 or 3 songs, if not more, in the prepare. That could be the next option for you. And I'm sure that once you do it for a couple gigs, you'll be addicted to using the prepare. I love it. It's like back in the day when you had record crates, kind of pulling in a couple records out halfway so you had options. You can think of it like that, where it's having your choices ready and picking the right record at the right time, and knowing that you have backups because you have multiple options. So that's an overview of all the panels in Serato DJ. So question of the day: which panel is going to be most useful to you? Go ahead and leave that answer down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.